Hey, this is Cam with the West Central Montana Avalanche Center. We're in the Southern Bitterroot today, 8,100 feet on the north aspect. Right now we're checking out an area that in the previous few weeks has had a lot of signs of instability, recent avalanching, and lots of just red flags cracking and collapsing. And mostly we're here to check in on that surface hoar layer, see how it adapted to the warm temperatures and see if it got wet at all. In short, it didn't. The snowpack on the upper elevation north aspects here is really still dry. We do have another little layer of surface hoar forming, and as this new storm's coming in, it's just starting to show up right now. It's coming in without any wind, and we're already seeing that getting preserved about 1.5 centimeters down, and so that's something we'll be looking for in the future. That older surface hoar layer has really collapsed under the weight of the slab above it though, and has become unreactive. We can get a little bit of a result in a compression test, but no propagation on extended columns. Not to say that's no longer a problem everywhere, but at least on this slope, we're really seeing that problem go away. Of concern though, we do have some mid-pack facets down here. These are 4-finger at the hardest, closer to fist plus, and we got a stout 1-finger slab above it. To get this to fail on an extended column test, we really had to pound on it. It failed on the 29th tap, the 9th tap from the shoulder, but when it did, it shot all the way across the column. And you know, the blocks that it came out, these things are heavy. Just this block alone is, you know, probably over 50 pounds. So you can imagine the mass if you did trigger an avalanche on that layer. It's going to be large and catastrophic. So upper elevation north aspects in the Southern Bitterroot now, probability of triggering something has decreased, but if you do, it's going to be big. Likely scenarios to trigger that are going to be a thinner area of a slab, maybe on a convexity or around a rock, or just a larger input, a smaller avalanche, a cornice fall from above, or a snowmobile. Definitely would have the potential to reach down and trigger something on those deeper layers. So with that, we're going to pop over to a more solar affected aspect that's received more warming in the last week and see how that's adjusted to the warming. So after poking around on some upper elevation south and west aspects, especially areas affected by the sun, what we found is these areas were significantly wetter as expected than the north facing terrain and are damp still to about 1.5 feet down. They are starting to freeze on top, but it's going to take another full day of cold temperatures for that to really lock up. Once it does, you know, a hazard on those aspects is really going to be isolated to any new snow that arrives this weekend. We also spent a little more time just poking around looking for that fresh surface hoar layer that formed on some of the cold nights over the past few days before the storm arrived. And you know, that really layer is going to be very specific in its distribution to truly the most upper elevation north facing terrain, unaffected by sun, where it was not broken down during the day by the strong sunshine. So with that, you're moving into this weekend, expect if we do get the upper end of the snowfall totals that we'll start to see some fresh wind slab and storm snow activity in the avalanche problem. But that's not to discount the existing lingering persistent slab problem. So make sure you read the full forecast, check the website, and get all the information. With that, ski and ride safe.